You know, we often hear that art can tell a story, and this time of year it can also set a meaningful mood in your home and be an outward reflection of the tender testimony in your heart. Curator Emi Dalton is here to take us on a little Easter art tour and help us better understand and appreciate all the passion that is poured into Christian works. It's so great to see you, Emi.
Thank you.
And you bring such loveliness to our studio. You believe that spiritual experiences actually begin with art.
I think they can. I think that art is a window to the soul, and that's why artists create it. And so art can provide for us spiritual experiences that perhaps we wouldn't receive through other forms of beauty, whether it's something that's visually seen or something that's spoken. Our hearts can be touched in that way.
Yeah, or something that's felt.
Yes.
Something that's felt. As we begin our little Easter art tour, you've focused in on 3 specific categories. We're going to look at art that communicates redemption, rebirth, and renewal. Let's start with redemption. Introduce us to a few of your favorite pieces.
Yes, well, I don't think that there's ever been a subject of art that has been more prolific than that of art that represents the life of the historical figure and the personality of Jesus Christ. And so we've got a few examples here today. Over as far to this side,
right here?
we've got, we've got an example that's from Utah artist Kirk Richards. And there's a detailed painting of Christ, and he's actually looking down at the tomb. There's the larger painting. He was looking down at the tomb when Mary came to the tomb to find Jesus, and he's actually outside of the tomb, and he's able to say to her, "I'm not in there. I'm risen. I'm here." So that's a really incredible story that was portrayed. We've got another Kirk Richards painting of the miracle at Cana, which wasn't necessarily part of the Passion of Christ that last week of his life, but great to remember the miracles that he brings. And then a few other paintings, one by a local artist, Jen Tolman, that really points to heaven. It's symbolic of the prayers that we say and how those reach, how he can reach our reaching. And I love that her work is a lot like a parable. You can look at it and find the symbolism and the movement and draw meaning that becomes your own personal story.
I realize what I'm about to say just describes art, but it's amazing to me, it's a marvel to me that an inanimate object can help promote such inner stillness and reverence.
Isn't it incredible?
Again, that's what art is, but it can be that emotional experience, and these pieces demonstrate that. Talk to us about the category of rebirth. This is a chance to celebrate more spring-focused art.
Yes, there's a few examples here of rebirth. We've got some geese and some little chicks and rabbits. And so when we think about springing into Easter, or hopping into Easter, we think of these animals, and of course of the Easter bunny. And I think that's because this is the season where new life comes to be, and where animals do represent that opportunity to be reborn and to find newness.
And you think of bringing little characters like this into your home, that would add a cuteness, sometimes even a quirkiness.
Sweetness.
A sweetness, that's a better word. Sweetness. We took a drive through northern Utah, through my hometown over the weekend, and my kids had their noses pressed to the windows trying to spot and see the new spring life, right? The baby calves and all. It's just a sweet way to celebrate the season.
Yeah, and we think of our children, and I mean, like my little bunny and or my chicks or my, it's just a way to even personalize our families in these little paintings. So
sweet but still sophisticated.
Yeah, we've got one of the geese that shows this collective effort of mothering that goes on among geese and their goslings. And
I love it.
And that's such a fun element.
I love it. Our third category is renewal. What do you see in these pieces that communicates the tone and topic of renewal?
Yes, well, we've got some paintings here that show spring blossoms and flowers and even a sunrise. And I think the beauty of this earth is that every day we have a sunrise and a sunset. We have an opportunity to start over. And really that's what's encapsulated in the coming of spring, in the renewal of Easter, in the redemption. It's just this ability to have new life, to have greenery, to have like this uncovering that happens when the snow removes from the earth, and all that represents related to our own ability to recreate ourselves. And
oh, your words are so good. Your words are always so good, and this imagery communicates those same words and sentiments. And what a beautiful thought to think you can bring those topics and themes of redemption and rebirth and renewal into your home, not just at Easter time, but year round. Yeah. There's a few core beliefs you hold, Emi, about what Christian art, religious art can bring to the home. And one is that you believe it can be a direct connection to our minds and also a connection to how we feel, a connection to our emotions.
Yes, it can. It's just one of those things. I think there's so much that's poured into a painting by the artist itself. And I feel like those pieces carry that life with them. They hold that spirit, and then they can convey them to us. And we can connect to them by using our own experiences in life, by relating that and looking toward the future.
How do you believe religious art can convey truth?
That's such a great question. I think that, you know, there's just this process of creation, and that creation in and of itself holds so much power. And so when we look at truth and power and light and all that's captured within art that way, it just provides an opportunity for it to be a window, you know, not only a window to the soul of the artist and to our own souls, but even just we put up art in our homes and on our walls to kind of create more windows, because we often put landscapes and other outside scenes, and so art can really be a window to heaven, to the soul, to those things that are more important.
That an art piece can be a window. We create more windows by hanging art on our home. I love that so much. I've never thought of it like that. And finally, you believe art can help our homes not just be a little piece of heaven, but to actually be a place of worship.
Right. And is there anything else we want than to create a little heaven on earth in our homes, and to remind our families and our, you know, those who enter what we believe, what we stand for, what's important to us, and art can do all of that.
You told me there's a quote by C.S. Lewis that kind of speaks to this sentiment of what art can mean in the home.
Yes, I love that. And that quote really is about, or C.S. Lewis said of his belief in Christianity, he said, "I believe in Christianity as I believe that the sun has risen, not only because I see it, but because by it I see everything else."
There it is, the light and the loveliness these art pieces can bring, again at Easter time, but all year round. Emi, thank you for giving us your trained and talented eye. Where can we see more of the pieces you curate?
Thank you. I'm on Instagram at Emi & Co, so EMI, and we've got a lot more in the works as well.
I know your joy is helping your clients find the right piece for the right home, and you're very good at it. Thank you so much for sharing. We appreciate it.